First, let me start with my chief analyst, Naresh. What do you
Hi,
do about this Mumbai Indians?
hi, Anis. So, Anis, yeah, they have the team, they have the strength and the experience of the players to, fight it out, take it till the end. Honestly, in these 8 days, it could have been 3-0 either against Mumbai or 3-0 in favor of Mumbai. But I think they will be happy to settle with a 2-1 in these 8 days. You know, yes, they corrected the issues that they had, and that was that they have to hold on to their instinct. They are a very aggressive batting lineup, but on this pitch, that aggression has kind of backfired in the first two games. So they had to hold it back. The best thing that we have seen besides these two and the entire last season was Quinton de Kock and Rohit Sharma playing out the power play successfully. Yeah, 150. They felt they had it in them to defend it, especially with Pollard, who was there till the end. That made a huge difference, which was not happening in the earlier two games.
Well, I also have Charvi with us, UAE's national women's player. Charvi, welcome to the show.
Thank
Now
you,
tell
sir.
me, why is that Hyderabad are making the same mistake? Three games in a row, the same mistake repeated.
I think the problem is resilience and not being able to hold on to their nerves. And sometimes what happens is in pressure situations like this, I didn't think that Mumbai Indians set up a total that was very challenging. Considering the batting lineup that Sunrisers had, this should have been a fairly simple chase. Considering, yes, Mumbai Indians have a very strong lineup, a bowling lineup, but not that Sunrisers don't have the batting. They've got the likes of David Warner, they've got the likes of Johnny Bairstow. At their best, both these batsmen should have won this game without losing a wicket, if you ask me. So if they're consistently making the same mistakes over and over again, my only point would tell them is that you are failing in resilience. And you need to stay there, spend some more time on the wicket. And you've got Manish Pandey. Manish Pandey was just 2 runs of just 7 deliveries today. Is it because Mumbai Indians are dominating like that? I mean, are you too scared of them that they're dominating that way? Obviously, they're the most, one of the most top teams in the league. But then at the same time, it's not like you do not have the lineup that you require to chase. And for me, it would just be, you need to still hold on to your nerves, get a little mentally stronger, and you will get through it. You got from here, you've come here. It's that gap that needs to be filled up for Sunrisers Hyderabad. So I think it's all about the mental game rather than the technicalities of of the game that they are lacking at.
Let me come to Brian. Happy Mumbai Indian fans. 2 wins out of 3.
Yeah, so see, I would echo actually both what Naresh and Charvi mentioned. So to first, I think Mumbai has germinated very well over the last 5 years. They've probably built up a side, and they have kind of probably invested in those players. So that everyone knows. But if you see, they have also accustomed themselves to the kind of Chepauk, the pitch actually. The first two games, like Naresh was mentioning, the approach from the beginning maybe was not so the thing in the first power play. But today, I think Rohit Sharma came across, firing all cylinders. He was showing intent to play. Quinton de Kock was probably finding it a little tough. But I guess they realized that the first 6 overs is when the ball comes on the bat. Probably it's kind of, the opportunity to score. And they made good use of the first power play. They scored some 55 odd runs. And then they kind of, anyway, they hold their nerve. I think Pollard's 2 sixes kind of saved the game because probably difference of in the end was that kind of that margin. And the bowling lineup we have, I guess, Bolt addition last year has kind of, just probably propelled it to one of the best all-time bowling lineup. They know what they need to do to defeat other sides. At the same time, in terms of, they know also in terms of that the last 4 overs, the last post 10 overs is when they can take most of the wickets. So yeah, proud Mumbai Indians, good way for the weekend to start. But yeah, I mean, I've got around 7 or 8 of the jerseys, but I always wear it. It's a kind of luck, sign of lucky. But I think they're a well-oiled side right now. The team to beat basically besides Delhi.
Disappointed Samrud. How do you get that middle order sorted out, Samrud?
Yeah, really disappointing and very heartbreaking loss. I think we are getting used to this collapses by Sunrisers. A couple of collapses in the first 2 games. Last year as well, we had two to three collapses. I still remember one game from last year's season against Kings 11 Punjab where we lost 7 wickets for just 14 runs. So it's very disappointing and heartbreaking. I think where Sunrise is lagging is an experienced player and a set batsman to go on till the 20th over. David Warner also mentioned that in the press conference as well. A lack of an experienced player in the middle order is really hurting us. I still hope that Kane Williamson is fit by next game, and hopefully Kane Williamson can turn that around. And really disappointing from Manish Pandey, him being an Indian international, he's not stepping up for us. So that's really disappointing. Vijay Shankar showed glimpse of why he's such a rated all-rounder, but unfortunately he could not do that for us. A lack of support from Abhishek Sharma, Virat Singh as well. I was surprised they went with Virat Singh. You had someone like an experienced batsman in Kedar Jadhav. They didn't go for him. They went with Virat Singh, although first game, but really disappointed and heartbreaking. Hopefully we can turn this around, and for that too, I think Sunrisers need to defend and not chase. I have lost confidence in Sunrisers chasing totals now.
All right, Naresh, 4 changes in the Sunrisers team.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. They panicked before the game started with those changes. 2 could have been fine. I was surprised to see Holder not play. Holder got a three wickets in the previous game when he replaced Nabi, and they replaced him with Mujib today and Natarajan. These 2 were very, very surprising changes. Holder could have really added a lot of value at number 6. He did that last year when he came in as a replacement for Mitch Marsh. That was a very surprising, because then your middle order, yes, you've got youngsters, but they are too new in these situations, especially in these conditions also, besides the situation. So I think 4 changes have already like a panic button in Hyderabad camp in the post 2 games. They need to get that in place. Besto has to start in the beginning like he did today. Saha is a backup. You can't have Saha and Besto play in the same lineup. Besto's position is at the top. In Indian conditions, first 6 to 7 overs is what he can play. After that, yes, spinners would trouble him.
All right, Charvi means talking about Besto, and when he was batting in that power play, he made batting look so easy, and he was treating Trent Bolt like a club bowler. Mind you, when I was watching him bat, like my jaws opened up. What's going on? Because he had done this to the Indian team, and then again the same repetition, and he found a way to get out. Is get hit wicket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's surprising to see a batsman who's gone ahead and scored like 40 odd runs. You know, he's hit the 4 sixes, and the way he's batted today, he's gone and gotten himself hit wicket. I actually, if you ask me as a cricketer myself, I want to go and ask him, you're serious? This is what you've, I mean, this is really what's really happened. It really came as a shock to me. And in fact, I was waiting for the replay because I thought I probably imagined something that I haven't seen. And I was quite surprised. But let's not take anything away from the players, sir, because, you know, sometimes the situation becomes as such that they get too overwhelmed and things go a little out of control. But a player like Johnny Bairstow, you want him to stay there till the 20 overs. So like Samrudh said that, you know, David Warner did speak about that in the press conference. He did mention that we're looking for somebody, we're waiting for Kane Williamson, who can stick out there in the middle for those 20 overs, which is fair, but you already have those batsmen. You've already got them in your lineup. So it would be a bit unfair to say that we're waiting for Kane Williamson to get fit so he can come in the lineup and make a difference. Considering the morale of the team, they need to find confidence in the 11 or the 14 that they currently have, which they are looking at the top 11 currently that they're playing, rather than depending on a player who's going to come back from an injury and you're not really sure if that player is going to be able to 100% perform or not. You never know. You never know which way it would be. So to find confidence, because they do have they do have the strength. And like Naresh mentioned as well, why not Kedar Jadhav? He would have been a very good addition to the 11 today, along with Holder. That would have given them a very strong middle order with good all-round. Get those runs, those 13 runs, which they missed out on, they would have gotten that. The match would have gotten over a couple of overs earlier in that case.
Brian, quickly to you, your last question to you. Brian, Mumbai Indians middle order, a little worry?
See, I think Chennai, we've got, I think, another 2 more games in Chennai. So I think post that we'll probably moving base to Delhi, I believe. That's the next set of matches. I don't think the middle order because, you can always count on Hardik and Pollard. In fact, I think Pollard probably kind of, stuck guns. Yeah, but Ishan Kishan seems to be kind of, probably, I think, uh, maybe he's gone to his head and he probably is kind of needs to kind of come back to his basics. But as long as Surya Kumar is there, I guess that guy is just probably, velvet touch. So he's the best, I think, number 3. But I won't say it's a worry for now. So I think other teams need to worry.
Yeah, and Anis, for Rohit and Surya today, their magic touch of the timing got the worst of them and they lost their wickets. Actually, both of them, they rely so much on their timing, and that little bit of slowness on the wicket got Vijay Shankar both their wickets. But otherwise, yeah, as Brian is saying, Surya Kumar at number 3 can, we expect him to bat deep, especially in Chennai. He's the one who comes in, should bat till the end. So for Mumbai to get, it's good. Mumbai has been defending around 150, but they would be really happy to get a 170, 175, which is like a 200 on any other track.
Okay. Samrud, before we sign off, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, 3 games out of the 3 games, he's gone plenty in 2 games. Worrying sign?
Yes, maybe a worrying sign. Actually, the last 2 sixes from Karen Pollard did change the match for Mumbai Indians in this particular game. And yes, like you said, he has been going for a lot of that. But I think when the tournament shifts to a better bowling pitch in like Mumbai or maybe Ahmedabad, where the swing factor will also come into play, maybe he'll come back to his own. But yeah, worrying signs, and also his batting has dipped a bit. I really expected Bhuvneshwar Kumar to play a few shots as well in this game, but he did not do that. So hopefully Bhuvneshwar Kumar can come back into form and get us the victory in the next games.
All right. We've already done with the first week of IPL matches. The second week started today. In 9 games, probably RCB is one team who has won 2 out of 2, and Mumbai is the second team to win their second game after 3. Worrying signs for SRH yet to get off the mark. It's going to be a good cracker of a week next week. We're going to all have our panel once again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night's sleep, and we hope to catch you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sunny.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.